But I
my
mean,
favorite
okay,
character is
so who do you want to
Bakugo.
debate on? What do you want to debate on, Thick?
I don't know.
Because matter of fact, okay, well, anybody in this motherfucker, I'll take Toa, and you guys can pick anybody that's not fucking Omega Julius and Kuroki, and I'll take Toa. You guys can pick anybody else.
I'll take Kanoh.
Gozo.
You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we're in
Oh
debate chat.
yeah, let's
All right,
go.
hold on. I'm just bring something up real quick. I'm gonna go to the Kano versus Kuroki fight.
Kanoh Agito. Strong boy.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna look for that shit in the manga. No cap. I just need a quick dub, to be honest. I'm fucking bored. I mean, not a quick dub, but a dub nonetheless.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not, but you know, shit. I don't fear no man, so fuck it. I'm ready to put anybody on the shirt.
What's up, fellow veterans? 40 hours.
What's good? Kanoh Agito.
This thing.
Hold on, I'm about to fucking.
So what am I waiting for?
Oh, I mean, if you want to go first, you can. If not, I mean, if you want me to go first, like it don't really matter to me.
I
But
don't even know how to start.
you can start. I mean, listen, when you start in debates, most likely you want to argue one. The most important side in a fight is speed. If you can't hit your opponent, it doesn't matter what the fuck you can do. So first, you probably want to target how Kano has better speed and has pre-initiative, and then I guess you can go to maybe why Kano has the durability to survive Toa's hits if he does have it. You can
Well,
go to his
his
attack power and what
speed
potential moves he can use to defeat him.
is shown pretty much against Gao Lang, a pretty fast character.
Mm-hmm.
Shown to, you know, be on par with him, maybe a little
I'm
bit
about to
slower
fucking.
throughout their fight. And then again against Hatsumi, another pretty fast character.
Okay. Guess I'm gonna have to fucking upscale the shit out of Toa. So
Even with Toa, he's not really a character that relies on speed.
he really doesn't, and he doesn't fucking need it, even though he scales to Julius in speed. But
Same with Joyce as well, he doesn't really rely on speed whatsoever.
they don't need it. But I mean, we see like they can fucking blitz people because Julius had. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and clarify Toa's speed. Toa's probably equivalent, if not superior, to past Julius in speed, considering the fact that Julius has transferred 2 years. Julius was able to blitz the dog shit out of Wakatsuki, and Wakatsuki could blitz the shit out of Oma. In fact, I'll show you a scan for Wakatsuki fucking absolutely blitzing the shit out of Oma. Hold on, I have to go. Damn, I have too many tabs open. I'm gonna go ahead and clarify Toa's speed before we like fucking get too far.
Right.
This probably won't take me like 2 minutes because I have to get to the chapter.
I will execute justice on Tickman's cheeks.
Who said
You heard that?
Wait, what?
Alright, so we finally got to the Wakatsuki fight with Oma. So, for one, I'm gonna drop a panel of Wakatsuki blitzing the shit out of Oma. And this is right, I mean, this is fucking right eye Wakatsuki. So, Okay, and then I'm gonna fucking break up another one. And this is the same Oma that could keep up with Kuroki. If arguably the Oma that fought Kuroki should technically be slower since he was fucking damaged from the Wakatsuki fight.
Yeah.
Damn it, it's a lot of ball niggas in this chapter. Okay, so
It's the turn. You see it?
alright, I'm about to drop it now. Wakatsuki's really fucking fast. Holy shit. Okay. This is about to be fun as fuck.
Small
Okay, so
like
here.
a one
I'm in debate
turn
chat right now.
speed burst. Yeah, I'm in there.
I know you think it's that, but it's quite literally not. So I'm going to explain all the panels one by one. So the first panel we see, he uses redirection on Watercard, a swimming swallow. This is the same thing that Cosmo could fucking dodge, and Kiryu couldn't. Kiryu couldn't even react to this shit. And this should technically be a weaker almost since he had to fight Kiryu and use Demon's
I
Bane.
totally agree with you.
So Walker's able to
Hold
react
up,
to
hold
some
up,
shit
hold up.
that.
I'm just gonna serve a mute Ragnarok. Okay, go.
So this is Oma post Kiryu fight. So technically, like this is Oma after he's gone through all this bullshit. You know,
Did Arma
he's
use
learned how to use
removal?
game.
I mean, advance against Kiryu?
No.
No, okay.
Mm-mm. So he hasn't really did anything besides like tank baby and feel Kiryu's blows. He's not that much weaker. Redirection. He uses swim and swallow. He's able to block all of this shit, and he aimed for his blind spot. In the next panel, we have him trying to use Ironbreaker and him switching out with Oma. Oma's able to react to some of his punches, and he's able to react to some of Oma's punches. And this is the same Oma who, in a weaker form, was able to keep up Kuroki in base.
Yep.
So, and he's throwing a flurry of punches. You can see verbatim, he's blitzing Oma with full contact karate. Oma can't even react or dodge. And then I guess I'll go to the Kuroki, I'll go to the Julius. Oh, no, I already have the Julius Wakatsuki fight. It's fucking called Monster or some shit. Alright, so I'm about to drop some scans of fucking Julius Blitz and Walker.
Did Arma's speed really increase by that much from getting his memories back?
I believe in the Kiryu fight, Kiryu talked about. Well, it depends on whether you think Kiryu's referring to this Oma now or the Oma past, but Kiryu said something about Oma getting like faster. So Wakatsuki's starting a fury of blows at Julius, and Julius is able to react all of them and blitz Waka. And they're shown to be pretty equal in combat speed. Like Waka's incapable of blitzing him.
That's base over though.
Then I'm gonna show you fucking Julius reacting to Wakatsuki and using the blast core against him. Okay, so I'll drop the scans in a debate chat if you can see them.
Yep.
So Wakatsuki's throwing the flurry of blows, and Julius is able to react and fucking smack his ass to the wall. This is Julius using that little leg tightening thing and blitzing the shit out of Wakatsuki. This is Julius competing with Wakatsuki. If Wakatsuki was faster, he could arguably dodge these blows, considering the fact that he was able to react all almost blows. And no, I'm not saying Julius is faster than Wakatsuki. It's just shown that Julius is able at some points in the fight to blitz Wakatsuki, meaning they should have relative combat speed.
One issue I have with those is most of their speed attacks is just straight charging. There's nothing really dodging or that isn't just a straight charge.
If Wakatsuki was verbatim faster than him, if he was verbatim faster than him, then he should be able to outspeed him. That one leg charge, matter of fact, I'll remove that fucking leg charge from the chat. Delete that. Let's just say that doesn't exist. Still, at multiple points, if you see Wakatsuki's rushing him with a flurry of blows and hitting Julius, Julius casually reacts and smacks the shit out of Wakatsuki, and Wakatsuki could even block. And Wakatsuki was quite literally just on the offensive. If we go back into this, you see how he shifted backwards before the moment of impact. Before Wakatsuki could even throw off his blast core, he had shifted back in order to reduce the damage of it. He's able to react to attacks that Wakatsuki could do that Oma couldn't even react to. And this is him still using full contact karate because he's in close quarters, fucking doing the weird flurry punch shit. Oma couldn't react to this.
Yep.
And Oma scales to Kuroki in speed. So logically, Julius I'm not saying Julius is as fast. I'm saying he's relative. So Julius being relative to some of these top tier characters in speed, and then 2 years post time skip training, and Toa competing with them shows that Toa. Matter of fact, Toa's faster than Julius. Arguably, he got the first hit. He babied him around in terms of passivity. He was able to reflect most of his attacks and react to them. So Toa should scale to any of these characters, considering the fact that this is a stronger and more trained Julius. In terms of speed, he should be relative.
So as a whole, speed regarding Oma and Waka and all that doesn't really matter because they're all pretty much
Toa
the same.
should. Yeah, they're all relative and within the same ballpark. I'm surprised Julius was that fucking fast. Dude is a crackhead. I mean, he was able to even his movement speed. He's still able to run a fucking like a decathlon or some shit. But really, speed they're all relative. So Toa could arguably keep up in combat with some of the top tiers in speed.
Yeah, he's not going to get
if you go
by Kanoh.
Yeah,
for example.
I mean, he could get blitzed, but he's not going to blitz he's going to get blitzed super heavily. So yeah. Kanoh could arguably blitz him though, because Kanoh's fucking broken. But yeah, I guess you can go to what durability or if he could actually knock Toa out or whatever.
It's not going to be a blitz that's super lethal, one shot gone, Ray on Nezu or something like that.
Yeah, if you want me to go into my next point, I can, or if you want to go next or what.
You agree that Kanoh is still a little bit faster, but it doesn't really matter in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go on to your next point.
Okay, so for my next point, Toa's durability. Toa is a fucking nuclear bunker.
Sorry, he lost against. He was hit by two of. I'll call Joyce's blast core. Two Joyous blast cores took out Toa. Am I right? What the fuck? Why can I not hear anyone? What the fuck? Hello? Can anyone hear me? Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, so Julius has a move that uses the exact same principle as Blast Core stated verbatim while Wakatsuki
I didn't
itself.
hear
Now,
anything
Toa
you said
takes
for
two.
4 minutes or some shit.
Huh?
I didn't hear anything you said. It cut off or something. I don't know.
I was just talking about Toa's durability. I said Toa was a nuclear bunker.
Yeah, that's the last thing I heard.
Yeah. So we see in the Toa fight that he takes 2-point blatant blast cores to the stomach from Julius, and as it describes right in here in the move, he flexed his muscles to their limits, then released them all at once. It's the same principle as my blast core. Wakatsuki states that verbatim, which is quite literally the same principle as blast core. He contracts all his muscles, then releases some bitches at once.
So 3 blast cores or type attack took out Toa.
No, well, 2. He tanked 2. The only one that actually took him out was 1 to the head.
Yeah.
That fucking, it was quite literally just like takes anybody out. But we see in terms of like body durability, he tanks 2 verbatim blast cores to the head.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drop scans that showing that Julius arguably has better muscular control. Okay, so it states verbatim, and Motebo has fought fucking Wakatsuki, so he knows just how strong Wakatsuki is. He says muscle control. This refers to the art of controlling your muscles, but it's specifically used in the sense of flexing a specific part of your muscles, which is what Wakatsuki does. He contracts, then he releases the bitches all at once. He's perfected muscle control to an unbelievable degree. He's flexing and relaxing his muscles in the order of millimeters, almost like each and every muscle fiber was independent of others. You won't find any warmonger or martial artist who's capable of that. So he verbatimly states that Julius has better muscle control than Wakatsuki. Which would technically mean his technique should be more potent in terms of a power increase from his base muscular strength. Because that's just what blast core is. It's just a stronger punch than his normal one. It amplifies the strength of his punch. So if Julius can do that, do the same thing, but to a higher degree, do this better muscle control, technically he should be, vastly stronger than Walker's blast core. And this was post 2 time skip of training. So they were already equal in terms of base physical strength. Now Julius should technically be superior in terms of base physical strength, along with his blast core technique, which should technically be better than Wakatsuki's. And so let's take 2 of these.
You could say maybe that Julius with the superior muscle control is what he needs to get to the level of Wakatsuki's blast core.
Even if let's just say the level is equal to Wakatsuki's blast core. Base Julius would now be stronger than past Ashura or Wakatsuki. So even if they both have equal amps in terms of punching strength, he would still have stronger, and he take 2 of those to the stomach.
Another factor that you did not take in Titan is could you read what
he jaw.
Yeah.
This is a debate between me and Thick. We're not having anybody else's interference because it can, throw it in the favor of one person or another. So as you see, Thick, even if you say they
why
can
are you
do the
so serious
to the
Now can you just mute yourself? Just let him go.
So even if you say that their techniques are equal in terms of potency, base Julius should technically be stronger than past Wakatsuki's base strength. So his blast core would still technically be stronger. And Toa tank 2 of those verbatim in close range.
I'll give that to you, but only slightly. I don't think the difference is too much to matter that much.
2 years of muscular training for Julius when he was already equal to Wakatsuki in base strength?
2 years isn't really that long to gain.
For Julius? To fucking powerlift like the crazy fucking muskrat he is? I mean, even if you say he's not even that much stronger, he will still technically be stronger. So it's shown. Even if he's a little bit stronger, that's still a little bit stronger than Wakatsuki's blast cords. And Toa take 2 of them to the stomach verbatim in close range.
Yes.
So we have the durability. So unless Kano's doing anything within the realm of that, one, Dragon Shot was able to be fucking blocked by Kuroki. Granted, it destroyed his arm, but Kuroki was able to block it. 2, Kano hasn't shown anything relative in his arsenal to actually knock out Toa. And to go on to attack power, I really don't even think I need to go on to attack power. He hammered Julius for majority of the fight. And his first punch was equal to Julius' first punch. I'll drop the scan in there for that. So he has the power to knock out Kano, if not just rip this man in half from jump.
You're saying Toa destroys Kano with raw physical strength alone?
Yeah, I mean, they're relative in terms of combat speed. His durability, Kano has nothing, don't get me wrong, and I fucking love Kano, but that he has great attack power, but this is against a Julius-esque character who can soften the physical impact of blows from Julius himself. I mean, not to sit here and fucking like, be ultra rank god here, but he's kind of fucking broken. I dropped 2 skins. One showing that he's able to soften any blows from normal Julius's punches. So we know Kano's normal punches aren't even in the realm of Julius in terms of power. He's able to soften the blows. He took no damage and immediately reacted and slapped the shit out of Julius. And then I'm showing their first punch in which they clashed and were shown to be equal. Kano's not tanking that. He quite literally gets thrashed. Let's just say he goes into formless. I mean, let's just say he goes into formless. What counters can he do? Can he grapple against a guy who could quite literally just rip his arms off? Could he go into close quarters and try to fight him? Considering the fact that Kanoh would have the lag at this point, I mean, he's kind of a little bit slower than, the super fast Kanoh. So, I mean, he's kind of struggles. Let's just say he uses martial arts and he's faster, or he uses boxing. Base normal strikes isn't going to do shit to Toa. Let's just say he used kicks. Toa can just grab his leg, and even if Toa allows him to do body blows, Toa can soften them. And we know Kano's kicks aren't as strong as Julius' fucking punches.
You could say Kanoh could attack Toa's vitals and take him out.
Attack Toa's vitals? Do you see the first punch that Julius did, which it looks like a liver punch to me?
Maybe.
And Toa was able to soften it. And even then, the vitals are still behind Toa's thick ass fucking block of muscle. So he still has to get through that. Okay, let's just say it's not a vital punch. Let's just say he targets Toa's vitals. What's stopping Toa from one-shotting him if he gets within close range? Him being a little bit faster?
So Kanoh,
okay.
I do think he's able to tank a little bit of Toa's blows. You can say that Toa's equal to base Julius, yeah. And that Julius is equal to base Wakatsuki or a little bit higher.
He's superior to base Wakatsuki.
Yeah, slightly higher. It's not like an insane amount that will matter that much. So with that, you could say that Kanoh, with his past 5 Wakatsuki, even though that is a much weaker Wakatsuki, without
it's a vastly weaker Wakatsuki.
But it's still
years ago.
It's still a Wakatsuki that I believe is stated to have knockout blows as regular punches.
That's this Wakatsuki. That's not past Wakatsuki. Do you have any statements for past Wakatsuki?
Do you have any statements disproving that? That Wakatsuki had knockout base punches in the past as well? We have seen 20-year-old Wakatsuki destroy walls with regular punches.
We've seen everybody destroy World War at that point. It's like that's.
Yeah, but like,
I mean,
the 20-year-old Waka could say that that's when he had a battle with Kanoh, and that's where Kanoh was tanking all of his attacks.
That's assuming that Kanoh could even hit him at the time. If you recall, Kanoh's like, this is new Wakatsuki. We don't know how fast past Wakatsuki is, so you technically can't even quantify his combat speed in relation to Kanoh. We really don't even know the details of the fight. And let's just say that he could keep up with Kanoh. Kanoh tanks some of his punches. How many punches do you think it's going to take Toa Mudo to knock out a vastly superior opponent to pass Wakatsuki to knock out this new Kanoh?
So what I'm saying,
did Kanoh become more durable?
I would argue yes, he's more durable. I think it's like over 15 years, was it not? The fight between Wakatsuki and Kanoh. It was like 15 years ago.
I don't. 15 years? I don't think it was 15 years. Because Wakatsuki's fucking 40. That means he was in. Well, I mean, if you say it's 15 years, that's kind of arguing against your point. Because I mean, Wakatsuki would be 15 years fucking weaker.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is 20-year-old Waka was still having those insane punches, and you could argue that he would have improved, but maybe not by an insane amount over all that time.
In 15 years?
Because Waka's already...
I hope you know, Wakatsuki's muscles grow over his lifespan, regardless of whether he's training or not. So that's 15 years of muscle growth.
Yeah, but we haven't seen anything to show that Wakatsuki has gotten an insane amount stronger than what he was back then.
Because we haven't seen any feats from Wakatsuki back then besides punching a cliffside and losing to Hatsumi and Kanoh. You're trying to say you can't quantify the difference in strength because we don't know how strong past Wakatsuki was to even quantify it. I can quantify because I know the muscles grow. His muscles are going to grow regardless of what.
Yeah.
If Wakatsuki stopped and stopped moving today and stood in one place, his muscles are still going to grow. But you're trying to quantify a difference in skill and like a difference in other things, which you can't quantify because we haven't seen it. I don't have to see his muscles grow to know they're growing, considering the fact that the superhuman condition causes his muscles to grow, regardless of whether he's training or not. They grow over his lifetime.
Yes.
So verbatim, we know he got physically stronger over a 15-year time period.
That is obvious. We don't know if it's 15 years, but it's a considerable amount of time.
A considerable amount of time of muscle growth. He should be. His past punches were knockout blows. His punches now are way even stronger than that. He's just way stronger now.
Yeah, so you can say both improved. Kanoh improved as well, more tanky, stronger. But we also need to consider that when Kanoh had his fight against Galang, the end of the fight, I believe, ended with just Kanoh saying that was like the most powerful foe he's ever gone against, or something like that.
Yeah, he gave him the hardest fight.
Yeah, so when Kanoh defeated past Wakatsuki, who has knockout regular blows, Gaolang's fight was harder.
Mm-hmm.
With what I'm trying to say being that like Wakatsuki, even in the past, is still kind of close in strength to Julius.
So you're saying Wakatsuki years ago is close in strength to current post 2-year time skip Julius that was already equal to this new Wakatsuki
Yes,
2
I'm
years
saying
ago?
that.
So okay.
Not
so
to
you
say
say it was
not stronger, but weaker, of course. But it's close. It's that close. It won't really matter too much. It may be like 5 less.
So you're
attacks,
saying
I'll say.
years of muscle growth, and they're close.
Yes.
And then hold on. So we have past Wakatsuki. Then we have years of muscle growth. Then we have him being equal to Julius. Then we have Julius 2-year time skip of pure training, and then he has a blast core like move which amplifies his power, which by an quantifiable amount of power, but it still amplifies his power heavily. And you're saying that Wakatsuki in the past is close to that?
I'm saying he's close to Toa, not Julius's blast core.
Toa tanks the blast cores though.
Yeah, but you're saying before that Toa comes in like 3 shots or just destroys Kanoh with raw physical strength.
Okay, Toa bullied Julius for most of the fight. He bashed Julius when he was bashing Julius into the ground. Julius, you could visibly see Julius incapable of tanking those attacks. We saw Julius competing. Hold on, I'll drop the scan for Julius competing with Wakatsuki and take a multiple of his attacks even when Wakatsuki was on the offensive and responding. Look, this verbatim, Julius is tanking these attacks. And then he immediately responds and slaps the shit out of fucking Wakatsuki.
But even after Julius's fight with Toa, how much damage did he really take? Like at the end, what was his condition looking like?
Julius didn't take a serious amount of damage.
Yeah, so all those attacks landed on Julius, didn't do that much damage to Julius.
And I hope you know, Julius is the same person who tanked multiple blows from Wakatsuki. And Wakatsuki and Kanoh are nowhere near equal in blow power. And Julius and Agito are nowhere near equal in fucking durability. So you brought up Julius not taking a lot of damage. It's Julius.
Yeah, but you're
not Kanoh.
But as we
Kanoh was nearly knocked out by Galang's flash.
Wakatsuki defeated weaker Julius, maybe less durable. Would you say Julius has got like a lot more durable over the 2 years?
Even if you let's just I'm gonna run with your point. Let's just say current Julius and past Wakatsuki let's just say current Julius and past Julius were the same durability. That still means that Kanoh would have to hit as hard as fucking Wakatsuki, which he doesn't. He's not even in the same realm as power. We know he doesn't hit as hard as Ryan. And you're saying, in this example, Kanoh would either, for your point to work, Kanoh would have to be either as durable as Julius or hit as hard as Wakatsuki. And he's nowhere near those two people in those categories. So he has to either dish out more power than Wakatsuki, or he has to be more durable than Julius. And he does not meet those requirements. So he's just going to consistently get hammered.
This is where I say that Kanoh has like faster attack speed, so more blows to eventually...
Yeah, more blows, but... So more blows is going to compensate for the massive difference between him and Wakatsuki's power? A feather could hit you 100 times, but it's still not as strong as a brick being thrown at you.
Oh, that's a bit of a over-exaggeration.
Exaggeration and difference of strength, I know, but yeah. we can just look at it. Kuroki, okay, excluding the Dragon Fist, Kuroki's face shots that he took from Kanoh barely did any damage. Alma with his indestructible couldn't even tank Wakatsuki's punches. He verbatim stated, if my indestructible was a 10, Wakatsuki was a 5. But yet he's able to tank attacks from Kuroki. He simply does not have the durability or the striking power to take out Toa. He's faster, yes, he can get more blows, but do you really think, maybe 10, 20 more blows will compensate for the massive difference in power between Wakatsuki and Kanoh? His best strategies don't work. Toa's way too fucking durable. Too many blast cores from Julius post time skip that was already equal to that Wakatsuki. Him tanking those things and then attempted to reciprocate back, but he ended up getting one shot. That's some other shit. But still, Agito simply does not have the power. He's not matching blast core with a few punches. He's not matching 2-year time skip Julius using 2 blast cores with a few punches.
And then the ultimate thing that Kanoh could pull out is he could evolve during the fight if it goes long enough. If he maybe
evolving is not going to make his it's not going to increase his durability or striking power. It's going to have him adapt and be better at fighting Toa, but it's not going to increase those base physical stats.
With a counter to deal with Toa, even though that is
unlikely. What counter? You can't just say he can evolve. Like what counter would he come up with? Because the difference is not even in skill.
What do you mean the difference isn't in
I mean,
skill?
the difference... No, I'm saying... Not the difference. I'm saying the main reason why Kanoh would be losing this fight is not because of skill. Kanoh got destroyed by Galang because Galang was faster and Galang was simply better in terms of skill. But Kanoh was able to make but Kanoh was able to make a counter to that by making a counter style against his striking ability, but by combining styles and using some styles that were similar to counters to striking. The point is, there is no counter style to being blatantly, massively more durable and somebody hitting way fucking harder than you. There's no counter style to that inherently.
But wouldn't you say Kanoh taking blows, so what? He took a couple of blows from Okubo in the first round. He took a ton of blows.
Okubo does not match Toa. Nowhere near does he...
Can you let me finish? So,
sorry.
He took a lot of blows from Okubo. Oh, not a lot, but he took a few blows from Okubo. Some damage, tanked through that fine. Round 2, Galang, he took a shit ton of blows from Galang throughout that fight. Still finished that fine. Hatsumi and his fight against the other Fang, he took maybe a little bit of damage, not really that much. You could argue he only evolved like once or maybe 2 times during that time span of those 2 fights. And then a shit ton of more blows from Kuroki, with a lot of those just being like stabs instead of like physical like bombardments of power. So with all that, you could say that Kanoh's durability will be able to tank a couple, like quite a few attacks from Toa.
I hope you know, in 3 of those fights, Kanoh was knocked out.
Yeah, buddy, got back up.
Okubo let him get back up. Galang, he was blacked out completely, and considering the fact that, he's quite literally blacked out, so Toa will be able to blitz him in that time or capitalize off him being knocked out. And Kuroki just knocked his ass out. He was done.
Yeah, that's just kind of this anime bullshit, though, that this happens. You get knocked down.
He just knocked. But the point, you're assuming that Toa would sit there. I've knocked my opponent out.
But
Let me capitalize off this before he
Toa wasn't really the aggressor all fight against Julius. He was more passive, and that's why he ended up losing at the end. So Toa isn't an aggressive fighter. He's a passive fighter.
I'm not saying he's necessarily an aggressive fighter, but if I see my opponent is visibly in an incredibly weak state, why not capitalize off that?
Well, Toa didn't with Julius when Julius got kind of knocked down by Toa. He just kind of waited.
Okay, that's a fair point. But that's assuming that Kanoh would even get back up. Kanoh got kicked by Okubo. Okubo's nowhere near physical power to Wakatsuki or Toa. I think Toa's blows would honestly keep him down. And if we look at what Toa... You disagree?
I disagree that a few attacks from Toa would make Kanoh stay down and won't get back up.
I'm not saying a few. I'm saying a few attacks would fucking probably break Kanoh's arms. He got hammered by Galang. And while Galang does have incredible striking power, he's half of his power isn't making a stadium shake. It isn't creating massive air pressure and blowing a fucking lady back. That Galang's nowhere near that in striking power. So when you have Julius, a person who can do that, technically half of it was Julius, but even relative to that, and then him using blast cores on Toa, what could Kanoh physically do to hurt Toa? You can say face shots, but considering the fact that you just argued that Toa was a passive fighter, he can just sit back and reflect them. And considering the fact that it would be Toa's power coming along back, Kanoh would get knocked the fuck out.
Was the thing where Toa was knocked out because the rotation that
Yeah,
Julius used.
when he used one, that's someone that, okay, you didn't make any assumptions, my bad. Let me clarify this. Yes, Julius used a blast core-like move with rotational energy to deflect his counter and basically got a free headshot with the strongest move. And to clarify, I'll bring up the statement. Hold on, let me get this fucking statement out. Damn if I can find it. Because it was stated that Julius had used all the fibers in his being. Basically, it was his strongest fucking punch.
So the thing is that the rotation is what fucked Toa during that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, along with Julius being a fucking demon, but it states verbatim in here. Julius Reinhold, the mortal muscles, unleashed a finishing blow with every fiber of his being. Every fiber of fucking Julius going against Toa Mudo's head. Kano's never in his life ever channeling that amount of power. And if he does, he would still have to learn how to use rotational energy with it.
Someone just sent this. I just want to look at it.
What?
Kanoh had overcome both of these fighters.
Yeah, he had beat both of those fighters. But one, we don't know what happened in the Wakatsuki fight. Two, Gatling's power is nowhere near Toa's. Three, Wakatsuki was equal to a Julius that Julius had already just surpassed due to this 2-year time skip and him having a move similar to Blast Core. You bring up, oh, okay, well, he thought he could beat Wakatsuki. Yes, I see that. I see he targeted his ankle. Okay, so what is this supposed to mean? Like, Kanoh won without a scratch? So, meaning Wakatsuki didn't fucking hit him. It's as simple as that. What do you mean? No, this is even Wakatsuki.
I think we have panels showing Waka hitting Kanoh.
Okay, I need to see those panels. And who the fuck is dropping this? Sailor, this is not your debate. You're providing evidence for somebody that you're not even debating. So you're actively interfering in the debate. It's between me and Mysterious Weeb, not me versus 2 other people. Now, if I was debating all of you, yes, this would be fair. But we verbatim see, okay, he thinks he can beat Wakatsuki. Yes, we see that. And this next panel, we see Wakatsuki's ankle fucked up. We can't see any physical damage on Kanoh. We look at his back. We don't see any physical damage on him. So you can't make judgment based off of that. Unless you can provide a scandal of Kanoh actually showing any physical damage or taking Wakatsuki's punches, you can't inadvertently say that he could take Wakatsuki's punches. Yeah, I would just argue that Wakatsuki back then, with no combat training, Kanoh would be vastly superior to him in physical speed, and he would be able to dodge all his punches. Because this is Wakatsuki pre-Rokushin Kaikin karate, meaning he would have no combat experience or little to no combat ability. He would still be physically strong, of course, but I mean, what's the point of being strong if you can't hit your opponent? Now, this Wakatsuki could keep up with Kanoh, I think, in terms of physical speed. Kanoh's still faster, but I think it would be relative. But past Wakatsuki, with no combat ability, no technique, and no training, and you think he could actually keep up with Kanoh? And Kanoh not showing any physical damage? Meaning there's no way you can prove that he actually tanked any blows? You can't prove any of this. I can verbatim prove.
It may have been in the anime that they showed them changing blows, but I won't include that. Like the anime
manga canon even if you do say he tanked that, manga canon oversees anime canon.
Yeah, that's right.
So even then, you have not proved that Kanoh has the power. You have not proved that Kanoh has the durability. He fought Wakatsuki, yes, but we don't even see Kanoh take any physical damage from Wakatsuki in the panel after leaving the fight.
So in other words, that guy's things he just posted helped you more than me.
Technically, yes. It just showed that one, Kanoh was never hit because it doesn't show any imprint marks whatsoever. 2, Kanoh has not shown any feats of... We saw he hit his ankle. Okay, but it's Wakatsuki from years ago, nearly a decade ago, arguably. And then post-time skip Julius being way stronger than the past Wakatsuki, that's not an argument. And even the Toe still takes the blast course from post-time skip Julius. The only one that actually did anything to him was when he got a verbatim free hit on his head. Which that would knock out anybody, so that's not really an argument. His body durability is way too much for Kanoh. Kanoh's not knocking him out. He could, even if Kanoh does get some good let's just say Kanoh throws a dragon shot. He can soften blows. Considering the fact that he can soften multiple blows from Julius, I believe he could soften the dragon shot. So no matter where you go, no matter how far I take you into this argument, and no matter how many points I give you, he's still not going anywhere. Toa's just too physically impressive.
The dragon shot hits, Toa's face or whatever multiple times.
And that's assuming that the dragon shot could even hit Toa's face, considering the fact that Toa's like 3 inches taller. And Toa would have to be fucking crouching.
What, Kanoh's 6'7", 6'6", or some shit like that?
Yeah, he's 6'7". And Toa's like 6'10". So he's still 3 inches taller, and that's assuming that Kano's 1 inch. It's a 1 inch punch, quite literally. So I mean, that's the difference right there. He would quite literally have to be crouching in front of Kano's fist. That's if he ever gets to that position in the first place. Which I'd argue he wouldn't, because Kano wouldn't even be able to get him down like that.
You could argue he baits him somehow, but that's hard to prove.
So he baits him, and then Toa Mudo just falls over right into Kano's dragon shot. That doesn't so anything so you that's fair, you did say that, but you cannot prove at all that Agito could even knock this man out to even win. You cannot prove at all that Agito has the physical power to even fucking like body clink Toa to get him to that point to where he could knock him out from a face shot. I proved that Toa has the physical power to compete with physical boosts that have the power to knock out Kano. I proved that he has relative speed.
Toa doesn't have the attack speed to deal with Kano or land any of those attacks like fully that would deal enough damage, and then it would come down to stamina.
Okay, so let's just say, but I've already proved that Toa has relative speed. You could say that, but can you prove it?
Like attack speed, not physical speed? Have you proved anything?
We saw Toa could blitz Julius.
Yeah, but Julius is... Toa and Julius don't like dodge attacks. They just stand there like a brute and tank everything. So
I mean,
blitzing
it's
Julius,
not like Toa.
Anyone could really just blitz Julius and attack him. It's not like Julius is going to dodge or anything.
Okay, let's just say Toa doesn't fucking dodge. He doesn't have to dodge.
Well, eventually, as time goes on, even if he can, make a lot of Kano's attacks, like with these water card or whatever the fuck he uses, that won't work for every single attack, and I doubt he can just use that forever.
Why? On what basis? He used it for nearly the entire Julius fight. Besides Julius using 2 blast cores, which Kano would never match in power.
Yeah, but how many attacks did Toa take in that fight from Julius? Like less than 10? Did he even did Toa take any regular punches from Julius? I don't exactly remember.
So I'll go through the entire fight real quick. Hold on, give me a second.
They hit each other's fists, the liver punch or whatever that didn't do anything.
Okay, so let's go through we'll go through the entire fight, and I'll drop you panels. All right, okay. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the initial clash, which is technically a hit. Toa just countered it with his fist. Toa Mudo got the first move. All right, he got that right, and then he fucking sent Julius back and got the right hand. All right. So Julius is getting beat the fuck up. Then we have him, donut holding the shit out of fucking Toa Mudo. I'll drop that scan in there. Then we have Toa Mudo. Fucking, he hits Toa Mudo again. He hits Toa Mudo again, and then it shows 4 blows after that, and then it shows multiple blow imprints after that. And then he tries to hit Toa Mudo, but Toa Mudo reverses it and fucking sends his ass to Narnia. And then I'll go to the next chapter. And then he tanks the 2 blast cores, which I've already shown you that.
Yeah.
And then he gets 1 shot. So I'll show you. I'll drop all the fucking panels. So we have Toa donut holding. We already have the Toa fucking equaling him out in physical power. Then we have Toa going after that. Then we have Toa fucking. Is this donut hole? No, that's not donut hole. Toa takes a verbatim face shot, and then. So I can count them up. 1, 2. Fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then based off of the fucking it's more than 10.
Yeah, but that's still not an insane amount compared to punches thrown from Gaolang to Kano or punches that Kano threw to And
considering the fact that Gaolang is considering the fact that those people are vastly weaker than Julius, I would argue that these punches thrown from Julius could compensate for the lack of punches he's thrown, purely because of the amount of physical power they had. In fact, if you even look in the third panel, we can see that these are face shots to Toa.
Unless it's like chest or some shit.
Yeah, these are you can see the first one was even a face shot. It sends his fucking face back, and then he just keeps going, and you see Toa's head leaned over, and then you just see Toa moving his head back into the same normal position, and you can see him taking blows. And then even then, they said this was an opponent. You can't brute force. I'll drop the panel Wakatsuki saying that.
Okay.
He said, "Just put your guard up. His opponent's techniques are first class. He's an opponent you can't brute force." And not only that, Toa had actually knocked Julius down in the first fight to a count of 8 with one attack. I'll drop the scan for it too. All it took was him reversing one of Julius's attacks, which he could do the same thing to Kanoh, along with his own power.
Well, so 2 attacks from Toa to the face there, count of 8 for Julius after that. Because, so yeah, Toa hits 2 attacks on Julius here. On the last panel you sent at the end on Julius's face.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not using that for him not being knocked out. I'm going to show a different panel.
Okay.
And this isn't even Toa's ultimate technique, I believe. This is what is this? No, I wait. This might be Toa's ultimate technique. What's the other one? Hold on, I'll look at the other scan. Yeah, this is Julius going down to an 8 count from using one attack, and then this is the fucking 8 count. And then I'll show the attack. Hold on, shit, I didn't even. Yeah, he quite literally reduced the damage of the blow and then just sent it back at Julius. And then I'll drop the panel for the attack before that. I mean, what started the attack?
Do we know if Toa's version of that adds his own power to it, or it's only Julius's power getting?
I don't know if this is a win one or the ultimate technique. So I'm gonna look at the fucking thing. Hold on, I'm about to go look at my scans. But even then, it wouldn't take Julius's power along with Toa's power to knock Kanoh out and it to a head blow. It wouldn't even take that. But I'm gonna look for the fucking. No, that was the fucking breathing mountain. That was Toa's ultimate technique. But let's just say this is Julius's power plus Toa's power. Agito's power plus Toa's power with a headshot to Agito would still knock him out. So even if it wasn't, I mean, let's just say it wasn't Julius's power coming back at Agito plus Toa's power. It would just be Agito's plus Toa's power. Which even then, that still knocks Agito out. Agito got incapacitated by a flash from Galang.
Yeah.
A headshot move from Toa Mudo combined with fucking Agito himself, that knocks him out.
Yeah, but
Agito's done either way.
Anyone getting really headshotted by another character like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, but yeah. So even then, he still gets knocked out. He's not going anywhere. The physical difference is simply too great.
What are y'all talking about?
Agito versus Toa Mudo. I'm sorry, Thick. He quite literally does not go anywhere. He's faster. He could land more blows, yes. But these blows don't compensate for the vast difference in physical power and the techniques that Toa could just use to reverse some of the blows' power. Not only that, he could soften a lot of them. He used one attack and put Julius down for an 8 count.
Yeah. I do agree that it wouldn't take Toa very many shots to take out Kanoh, and if the headshot happens, either way, it could very well end there. I still stand by the point that Kanoh is able to adapt to his opponents while fighting.
Yeah, I would also stand with.
But let's look.
If he can adapt to Toa's Mudo's.
Okay, just let us.
Let's look at all of Kanoh's fights. All right, he fought Okubo, who's 250 pounds and what, 6'2", 6'3". Kanoh's still physically superior to Okubo. He fought Galang. He outmatches this nigga by nearly what, 100 pounds. He outmatches Galang by 80 pounds. It is what, I believe, like 6 inches taller than him.
Yeah.
Kanoh versus who else? Well, damn, Hatsumi. He outmatches this nigga by a stupid fucking margin. So even he has the physical advantage in every single fight. It's never been because his opponent was physically different than him. It's always been because there was a technique factor. The technique factor is not in play with Toa Mudo versus Kanoh. Kanoh has better technique, he can land way more shots. But that does not compensate for the massive difference in durability and physical power. And the fact that even if Kanoh does land, let's just say Kanoh lands hundreds of blows, you don't think Toa Mudo could reverse at least one of those blows?
Yeah,
Even if he reverses one, that's
Well, if
already
he does
gonna put him
reverse
down.
one blow, what's that gonna do?
So thick. No matter where you go, I'm sorry. He's not going. Your character is lost. It's verbatim.
I wouldn't say he's like guaranteed loss, but I'd say it's more likely that that Toa would get an advantage in the fight and have more like chance to win.
Yeah, I think I would also stand by that actually. I mean, it makes sense because,
Like I wouldn't say no matter what,
like I
Kanoh
said,
has no way
like
of
you
winning.
said,
I'd say-
Kano's adaptive abilities are insane, bro.
I mean, you know, if I'm betting on, 1 out of 100 for Kanoh, but I'm just like, the 99 other times I'm betting on Toa Mudo. The physical difference is too great.
I wouldn't say it's that much.
It's fine if
I
you
would
don't say
it's the
that,
other way around.
but so thick. Is this a concession on your part?
Yeah, you got that.
Okay, appreciate it. No, man, that's all it took. If only Shaky do the same. Damn, that nigga not here. But